With the exponential growth of real estate developments around the country, one particular company from Davao stands tall as one of the most prominent homegrown developers in the region. Damosa Land, a subsidiary developer of the Amflocor Group, has cut across several real estate businesses in Mindanao to become one of the first truly multi-use developers in the region. Through the years of working under the aegis of Amflocor, Damosa Land has evoked the same sense of quality and excellence in its property developments. Taking off from the Amflocor legacy, Damosa Land has developed to become an enabler of business and growth, creating not only residential projects but also commercial spaces and industrial parks. I'm here with the very dapper Vice President of Damosa Land, Mr. Carrie Florendo Lagdamay. Again, Carrie, thanks so much for your very kind Dabawenyo hospitality.
Well, thank you for coming, RJ. Very excited to have you here with us.
Interestingly enough, I was checking out this heritage wall that you had over here. What Damosa actually stands for.
Davao Motor Sales was actually one of the first companies that my grandfather set up here in Davao. And he set up the first Ford dealership here in Mindanao.
I see.
So it was called Davao Motor Sales. Ford moved out of the country. That was kind of around the late 70s or early 80s, around that time. So what we did was we retained the name, Damosa. We turned it into a real estate company.
I see.
Hence the name Damosa Land. We take off from the rich heritage of the Amflocor Group. The Amflocor Group is our parent company. And you know, he set such a high standard for everything across all the companies. With our real estate company, so we set up one of the first mixed-use projects here in Davao City, which is where we are today. So we have our office spaces here, we have our commercial spaces. We even have our hotels here. That's all in one master plan development.
Tell me first of all more about your priorities here right now.
We like to consider ourselves enablers of growth because what we like to do is not really just promote ourselves as a company, but what can we do for the people? We are currently constructing our industrial estate project, which is about 30 kilometers north of here. So now this will allow agro-industrial companies to locate in a PEZA zone. We have a few other PEZA zones in the area, but none of them are situated within walking distance from an international container terminal. So that's one of our major advantages. So now we're trying to get companies to locate there. So again, enabling growth. We also have our IT park here. It is the first IT park here in Davao City. That was PEZA registered. We also brought in Regis Business Center, which is an international company which has a strong presence in Manila. We're trying to give our customers a lot of options on how they can come into the city and how can they
to be a true enabler of growth here in Davao. And talking about the growth here in Davao, I know you're very excited about one of your newer projects, which is your condo project here in Davao.
The name of the project is called Seawind by Damosa Land. It is a 6-tower mid-rise project. You know, we're positioning it as an affordably priced project.
I see.
But the value that we're giving to our customer is tremendous.
So you're truly being an enabler of growth, and your grandfather's looking down saying, "Great job, Gary."
I hope so.
Great job. Again, Gary, thanks so much. With the heritage, tradition, and excellence brought about by Damosa Land through the years, the AOF quality, which is derived from the founder of the company, Antonio O. Florendo, has been the standard of quality service. One resort stands by their legacy, the Pearl Farm Beach Resort. This world-renowned resort, established in 1992 and designed by Bobby Manyosa, has been rated as the only 5-star resort in Mindanao. Its recent renovation only cements its position as the premier resort destination here in Davao. And I'm here with a very handsome general manager of Pearl Farm over here, Mikel Villaverde. Pearl Farm, how did the name come about?
This was an actual cultivation farm, Pearl cultivation farm, in the 60s by the Aguinaldo family. Then it was on the late 80s when our patriarch in the Amflocor Group, Don Antonio Florendo, had the opportunity of acquire the property.
I see.
And he sat down, not with a random architect, but with most probably the most famous architect in the Philippines, which is Bobby Manyosa. And then inspiring nature and in the surrounding communities and ethnic tribes that we have in Mindanao, they envision what Pearl Farm is today.
We know that the Pearl Farm has been around since early 90s.
Yes, officially 1992.
It's still very iconic, but then as you look around, it's got this new, refreshed and refurbished look. Can you tell me more about that?
4 years ago, approximately, we started the renovation. It started with the Mandaya area, And then it went through all the facilities. Buildings were totally knocked down and built up again.
I see.
Yes, even if it doesn't look like, because at the end of the day we are still using the same materials. And we are in the final stage of the renovation already. We've been talking about the expansion plan already.
I see.
Still with the Mañosa architect. There is going to be a continuity, and we are going to set the foundation for the next Pearl Farm for the next 20 years. Most
Fantastic. And I also understand that you are refining the transportation coming over here as well.
We are refining transportations and amenities and facilities.
So, Mikel,
Yes.
with the refurbishment, the refinement right now of Pearl Farm,
Yes.
I understand the amenities have really gone 5-star over here.
Yes, they did. As a matter of fact, we were lucky in timing with our renovations together when the time when the Department of Tourism set up their audits. We were lucky to be the only 5-star resort in Mindanao.
Mikel, thank you so much for having us over here. We hope to come here more often to Pearl Farm to enjoy the different amenities it has to offer.
We are open 24/7.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
From a world-renowned resort to outstanding commercial and residential spaces, Amflocor, through its subsidiaries, Damosa Land and Pearl Farm Beach Resort, have proven the quality of their service from the projects they've built over generations, uplifting the lives of the people they've touched, making them truly feel like it's good to be home.